what time you got home. My sky would be stars. Cool. That's gonna be so cool.
Hey, love.
Yes. Love, do you see the magic you're making happen?
I remember buying this for this reason.
Hi guys, Ellie here, and we're back in the container garden for another project. So today we're addressing some lighting. I'm just going to collect up all this wood, move it out of this area so that we have the space to maneuver the ladder and we can do this as safely as possible. But this wood does have a predetermined project that hopefully we'll get to. I would like to build a bench for my worm farms to stand on. These are the lights that I'm going to be hanging. Duncan got them for me. They are a warm white set of string lights. They're a curtain. Over here we have our lights strung over the ladder. Last night Duncan humoured me by checking that it would indeed fit this, and then I was reminded he actually bought these lights with this purpose in mind. So he has measured it. It's a 3 meter by 3 meter curtain, so it's 3 meters wide, and the strands, I think, or tall, height, whatever, they are 3 meters long. The drop on the curtain, I suppose, would be 3 meters long. And the distance I have between this space and this space over here is enough for me to string, because it's less than 3 meters, for me to string the lights across like this. So the aim is to take a general curtain of lights and repurpose it into a canopy of lights. So last night we did check if the string of lights in fact worked, because we didn't want to put up the lights and then discover they didn't work. And in doing so, we actually unwound one of the bundles of lights that are along the string, but for this purpose I'm actually going to leave them together as they are, and then I'm going to try and attach them. This is the very end of this chain, and I'm going to try and staple it underneath this fascia board, whatever it's called. Okay, I think I'll just leave those two. I'm not going to stretch and do something stupid. I think. However, as I go, I am going to loosen these strands so that they can hang down. I have run into a little bit of a dilemma at the end there. Not that it's too short or anything, but I know Duncan needs to put a plug on, and I don't know if I tuck it around the corner, would that be more beneficial, or if I leave it hanging down. And then in that case, there are two strands that are essentially not going anywhere in particular. So I'm not really sure what to do with that. The plan is then to take the drop of lights and pull them up and across here. I put the umbrella up just to check if the strands were high enough, and in all honesty, I'm not even sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this umbrella and close it, and then staple up the sides here, and we'll just go for it and see what happens. I am going to have a slight overhang, and I think I'm just going to tuck that along this edge, but on the top of the sheet, just so it lays along here as backlighting, I guess. So let's start by taking these strands one by one and attaching them to the top. I think I've got a bit close. I think these too narrow here. I'm just going to leave it like that and see if I can work a little bit better on the spacing here. Oh, hey guys! So I've managed to string all my lights. I am pretty impressed with the way that it looks. There is one little section that I'm not completely happy about, but it was circumstantial. It's just because it's the only way it would work. Anyway, I'll bring you back a little bit later to show you what it looks like in the dark. But for now, thanks for hanging out with me while I got this task done.